Watching Business Morning, Friday, November the 3rd. So we have a new subnational competitiveness index that was launched yesterday, that's Thursday, by the National Competitiveness Council of Nigeria, and ranking Lagos top amongst the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. Chika Modi is the Chief Executive Officer of the Competitiveness Council of Nigeria, and he explained the highlights of the index and describes the survey as elevating the discourse on national economic diversification.
Capital has as immediate pillars health, education, and gender equality, and the final thing is other considerations. Each of those has multiple sub-pillars as well. So for education, there are things that measure the quality, measure skills, measure the availability, and things like school enrollment and dropouts. Health has things like mortality, incidents of work outages, and a variety of things, the ratio of doctors to patients, the number of hospitals, and per capita, and the rest of it. So that's the human capital ranking overall. For infrastructure, which has, again, Chuka talked about, there are multiple pillars that measure things like transport, communications, water, power, waste management, and within them, a variety of measures as well. So some states have some natural advantages, like Lagos State has 2 seaports, has an international airport. That gives it a lot of advantages and has a small, geographically, it's a small size. The roads within those places matter as well. In this area, Rivers State comes first, Lagos comes second, Akwa Ibom third, Edo fourth, Delta 5th, Bayelsa 6th, Cross River 7th, FCT 8th, Jigawa 9th. From the bottom, we have Nasarawa, Zamfara, Taraba, Yobe, Katsina, Borno, Imo, and Benue State. The next is the overall economy, and there are multiple elements in here. State economic output, the fiscal management, like the debt level of the state, the budgets, and how that is managed. So now the aggregate ranking of every state on how competitive they are is, number 1 is Lagos State, number 2, Delta, number 3, Rivers, number 4, Niger, the 5th, number 5, Enugu, Edo is number 6, Abia number 7, Ondo State number 8, Jigawa, which is the first from the northwest, number 9, Ogun State number 10, Akwa Ibom number 11, Sokoto number 12, the FCT number 13, Anambra 14, Cross River 15. I'm sure if we did this exercise a few years ago, it would have been higher. Cross River number 15, Ibonyi number 16, Oyo number 17, Oshu. There were some things that stood out. Let me say this. Every state had some areas where they had some strength in. And every state had areas where they had weaknesses. But when it comes to aggregates, even within the pillars, that result could be significantly skewed. Then there's some challenges that I would say are almost cultural. Does not justify it. It only points out the enormity of the challenge. So for example, in Jigawa State, more than 99% of the workforce is male. So less than 1% of employees in Jigawa State are women. It's going to have, and it's worse in some of the, at least 2 more states in that region. That has, very negative impact on many things, right? If you have involvement in workforce that is that low. And there are other elements like that impact on education. And there are cases where we've seen some states have a policy, and I think Innocent alluded to one of those, that you see a lag, positive lag benefit on in this case, education. So there's learning to be done on what has worked, even though across board for the nation, in terms of our competitiveness, is quite frankly poor. There's a lot of work to be done. But let's hope that this spurs some competition among the states, and we're going to go forward to engage them, working directly with some of them and through PEBEC, which we belong to, so that we hope that there'll be policy improvements that can come out of this. Now, this is the first we've done. It's the first anyone has done in the country. It's by no means perfect. if you look at existing, even the most respected indexers in this field, there's still an element of subjectivity in the design. What we guarantee and what they all guarantee is objectivity in its implementation. So it's not, it's based on considerations that are best estimates and best ideas.